Hey everyone, I'm Ara Derderian, and I'd like to welcome you to my media room. All right, so I'd like to welcome you to my media room, and I'm calling it a media room and not a theater simply because I don't have it set up like a classic theater in the sense where you have the theater seats and that kind of thing. You know, we've seen some of the listeners post some of their pictures on their, what I would call classic theater. And so I'm just gonna pan to the right and kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Here, you know, we have a love seat, and I'll keep going to the right here, and we'll come to the back, and that's where I have just your standard couch. They're very comfortable, so don't get me wrong, it's very enjoyable watching a movie in here. So I'm gonna pan up, and you're gonna see the actual projector. I've got it ceiling mounted, and you'll see the rear speaker in the back. Now that's a JVC RS10 projector. It puts out a max 1,000 lumens, and I've got that calibrated, so I think it's probably putting out about 750 to 800 lumens. And so what I ended up doing was having the electrician run the power and HDMI cable right across the top of the ceiling there. And I was a little bit concerned about the ceiling fan, but fortunately it did not get in the way. So we'll come back over to the top. So that's where they kind of climbed up in the crawl space up there and ran the cables for me. The projector screen is 100 inches in diagonal. And so we'll go down and, oh, you know, I'll just keep going to the left so you can kind of see what we're talking about here as far as the lighting goes. On the right behind that door is where Braden and I record the podcast. That's my office. And to the left here, this is my stairwell. And as you can see, it's open to the rest of the house. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, for me to control any of the lighting that comes through. As you saw the windows here, I do have blinds on there, and they're not 100% blackout. Some light does seep through on the edges, and that was one of the reasons why I was very interested in the Screen Innovations Black Diamond 2. It says it does a great job of rejecting light that comes in off the sides and you know, above and below. And in the room, I can, as I said, control some lights, some of the lighting with the blinds, and it's still enjoyable. As I said, with a 750 to 800 lumens calibrated on this projector, we're still able to enjoy the screen. It looks great, but it looks absolutely the best at night. And in a bit here, I'll turn it on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll close the side blinds, and then the back blinds I'll open and close, and you can see how the screen washes out or doesn't wash out. And then just to round out, let me tell you about the equipment we have in the house. I'll try and zoom in a tad here. So on the bottom left is my DirecTV DVR. Then in the center there is the brains behind everything, I guess. That's the Pioneer Elite 94 THX. And then to the right is at the Oppo Blu-ray player. It's a BDP 83. And moving up top, far right, is the Apple Mac Mini, which will be replaced in the near term with an Apple TV. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the future on another podcast. In the center is the Xbox 360. And to the left of the Xbox 360 is the Slingbox Solo, so we can watch all that high definition goodness when we're out on a road. So that's it. And let's go take a look at what the projector and the screen look like. All right, so we've turned the projector on, and I've closed the blinds on the side of the wall that has the two windows in it, and the side that's open to the rest of the house is, as I said, open. What I'll do is I'll pan over to the left, and you can just kind of see that there's a lot of light coming in from here. And yet we still have ourselves a very nice picture. Again, I do have windows directly in front of the screen, and it would be shining, the light coming in off those windows would be in the exact same path as a projector. This Screen Innovation screen does a good job of rejecting light from the sides. However, if light is shining directly on the screen like it would from a projector, it's not going to do anything because it's meant to reflect that light back. So you do have to have some control of the lighting. And these are not what I'd call blackout blinds or blackout drapes. There's still some light seeping in from it. So as you can see, the picture is pretty nice. But I'm going to open up one of the blinds here. So one of the windows now is open, the blind, and the picture washed out a little bit, more towards the bottom than the top. By the way, that's another thing about this screen. The more center you can get your projector on the screen, the better it is. So I do have a little bit of lens shift on the down part, so you can see on the top part of the screen it looks a little bit nicer than on the bottom part. Now I'm going to go and open up the other portion of the windows behind me, and the picture washes out. However, I mean, you can still watch it. So if you have a room where you have absolutely no light control and you have a little bit brighter projector, it's still going to work for you. Now I'm going to close it back, and because I'm not happy with it that way, and it's very simple for me to do this. Again, if I were to get blackout blinds, I'd get a little bit less light coming in. And however, this is completely acceptable to me. Hopefully it's translating well on the videotape, or not videotape, on the video that I'm shooting. And we'll go into more detail. We'll do a more thorough review of the screen and the projector in an upcoming podcast. And also, hopefully you enjoy this type of video, and we'll start doing more of them. One of the things I do want to do is do some videos on the new ESPN3 on the Xbox 360, as well as the Netflix on the Xbox 360, and we'll probably do one with the Apple TV as well. I think the screen is big enough to where when I video it, you can see it pretty clearly. And oh, one thing I will say, in the dark, this screen is absolutely incredible in the projector. We do have a small light in here, and that's what's nice about the screen. Even with the small light, I think it's a 40-watt bulb. It still looks good even at night. That way you can, I guess, look at each other while you're watching a movie or something, a little bit more, I guess, family-oriented in that regard. All right, so that's it, and hopefully you enjoyed this, and we'll do more of them in the future. Thanks for watching.